playoff episode of Have a Shift Day, our mid-first round recap. These playoffs have been absolutely insane so far, guys.
I want waffles.
Let's go, Pens.
Yeah, dude, we're making a run for it real quick.
That was
I don't know. The
Penguins
Penguins
have
haven't
been
announced
at it.
right
it.
on topic.
The Penguins haven't announced it, but they have a new coach, and his name is Jake Lewinsky.
They also have a new GM, if you can't tell, as well.
I don't know how much it's actually popping up on
How do I do
my
that?
computer.
Go to be like the
Nick, your name is still Nick. on the
Welcome
screen.
also
Do
to
I not
our
have,
first
like, the
ever
title
fully
at the
remote
bottom?
episode.
No,
And
see it.
they are like little kids playing around with a new toy. So
Bro, how am I gonna manage the Yankees and then coach the Penguins at the same time?
God.
Actually, wild, dude.
Anyways, before we get into everything, while Nick and Ryan are messing around with
Go, John
names,
Cooper. Get
Hey,
fired
I'm
up.
Did it change?
I'm just
Did it
sitting here.
change?
It hasn't changed.
No.
It hasn't?
No.
No. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, where
There
we
it is.
starting here? Where we starting?
Well, I'm starting with announcements first, not changing everyone's name.
Wow.
But before we begin, make sure you are still following us on our social medias on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, especially TikTok and Instagram, as we have continued our daily recaps, our Stanley Cup 60 daily recaps. We've been pretty consistent with those, and those are going to keep coming throughout the entire playoffs, so make sure you are following for those. And stay subscribed, or make sure you're subscribed, because I believe our next episode is going to come on May 5th. That is our tentative date right now, most likely because the Saturday and Sunday are expected to be the days for Game 7s if needed, but we will have to see. But getting right into it with the playoffs, we're going to start with the two games from last night, and then we'll go back in kind of our order that we've had for our series. The Lightning and the Panthers. Oh my goodness, this series is getting nasty, guys. I'm at work, and I'm getting texts from Ryan and Nick saying, like, Hagel's hit, that was a bad hit, that should have been a penalty, blah, blah, blah. But, like, wow.
I was fuming. Like, I really, honestly, before this series, I couldn't care less who wins, but now I'm on the Tampa train because that is like, I mean, there is no, I mean, it's playoff hockey. You're supposed to be rough, you're supposed to be bumping guys, but like an elbow, like Aaron Ekblad, elbow straight to the head, taking him out of the game.
I don't think that was an elbow.
Oh, dude, it was an
It was
elbow.
like he
He did
extended
not
his
hit him with the elbow.
forearm.
That was a forearm.
He extended
There's
his
no-
arm, and you still shouldn't do that.
There's no need to extend your arm on a hit like that, right into somebody's head. And then another hit right after that. The guy gets blindsided. His face is against the boards, back turned to the play. So it's a hit from behind. He's completely vulnerable, and then you're just gonna drive your shoulder into the guy's head. And they need to make sure that they, like, if I was a ref, I'd be calling things immediately. I don't care how soft they are. You need to set the tone with these players because there's a point where it gets out of hand. And I mean, it's just they're like, oh, we don't want like the broadcasters like, oh well, I agree with the refs. They don't want to screw up too much of how the game's going. The momentum completely shifted after those hits. After he took them out, Lightning got 2 quick goals. Then there was another nasty play that should have been a penalty. You take a Lightning player out for a high stick after he completely moved the guy's hand into his face. They're like, oh, we got to keep it even here. Panthers end up getting 2 quick goals. It's completely switching the shift to this entire game. They need to make sure they either call nothing or they call everything.
I mean, yeah, but they did call the 5-minute major on Mikkola, and the Lightning didn't do anything with it. So they had their opportunity with that, and they failed to convert. And you have the lead in the third period, and you can't let them score 2 goals in 11 seconds. That's just unacceptable. If you want to beat the defending champs, you got to play a full 60 minutes. And they didn't do it. They didn't take advantage of the 5-minute penalty, and they ultimately lose this game because the Panthers just find a way.
Yeah, I was going to say, that second hit that you were talking about, Ryan, that was Mikkola on Gergensen. That did lead to a 5-minute penalty, and like Jake said, Lightning did not capitalize, and they absolutely should have, because I wouldn't say they were completely in control of this game. It was still back and forth, but like you have the lead going into the third, and you're down in the series. You need to put your best effort forward for that power play. You got 5 minutes to score. Get a goal, get a 2-goal lead, shift the momentum in your way more, and tie the series up going back home.
Yeah, I just think Florida's they've been throwing around their body a lot in this series. They out hit the Lightning 46-28 last night. I mean, I just I just don't think the Lightning have enough big bodies to just combat the Panthers. I think the Panthers are just the most physical team in the league right now and in the playoffs, and it's showing that they're just kind of throwing around the Lightning in this series, and the Lightning they're down 3-1. It's not looking good for them.
No. Most feared team in the East. Nick, have any inputs on this?
Yeah, the Lightning power play has been awful this series, and it's kind of another reason why they're down 3-1, because the power play
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, your
they're the
special.
15th, second to worst power play in the playoffs right now. It's 6.7%. The
Who's
team
the
that is
worst?
New Jersey's 0%.
No, what a
0% is
surprise.
crazy. I mean,
I
I'm
will
not
say
surprised.
though, like, not only is I mean, yeah, you can't excuse a power play that's getting, especially in that 5 minute. I will say they had like 4 shots in 5 minutes, which is absolutely brutal. But you do have a Panthers team that is like they're second in the league behind LA for PK. That if you like, they did a thing on the broadcast last night where it was during the intermission. They were showing the graph between the four the killers,
Yes,
and
yes.
it was so cool. And they're just keeping their box the whole way through, pushing
Hmm.
the guys to the boards. They're so unbelievably good at the penalty kill. It's scary. So it was really cool to watch that. But of course, there's no excuse. You got 5 minutes. You got to put more than 4 shots on the board.
Yeah, and someone who needs to get going for Tampa, not just on the power play, but in general, is Nikita Kucherov. He has been quiet lately. I'm pretty sure on the broadcast they said it's been like, I want to say 13 games he's gone without a playoff goal. I'm very much probably wrong on that stat, but it was definitely an extended amount of games in the playoffs where he's not scored a goal. I'm like, he's your best player. He's the Art Ross Trophy winner. How is he not scoring? Like,
Yeah,
you need him to get going.
I mean in 4 games he's got 4 assists, but he's got to put the puck in the back of the net there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You for especially for Lightning fans, you kind of wish that it happened sooner because he's the type of guy to where he will like he'll put a puck in the back of the net and then his whole momentum in his game will just completely be shifted. Then he'll just be playing a completely different game. But you're down 3-1 now, so it's like when is that gonna happen? And also like, I mean, how much you don't have much time to be able to boost somebody up, you
yeah.
know?
Mm-mm.
Not even Braden Point needs to kind of wake up here if they're
Yeah,
gonna
he's been
come
really
back and rally
bad.
all 3 wins.
Yeah.
What do you guys think like Cooper's got to say? What do you think he's like, just going into this game, going into game 5? I mean, what do you think he's got to address and like maybe changes throughout the lines like
I just I think your star players have to be your star players in the playoffs, and
Mm.
right now Gensel's doing that. Not surprising considering we're in the playoffs right now, but like Kucherov's got to be that guy that he is in the regular season. Multi-point game, scoring goals, and when everything's going wrong, a power play can solve all your problems, and that's not clicking for the Lightning right now. The power play can solve a lot of issues, and if you're gonna rally off 3 wins in a row, the power play has to get going.
Yeah, you need your special teams to be your special teams in the playoffs in order to win.
I mean, if we're just gonna keep mentioning players, might as well add him into
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
list too. I mean, they talked about it a bit on the broadcast yesterday, but it kind of like stuck with me was he's the quarterback of that power play one, and he doesn't. Him and Kucherov both were like not shooting at all on that power play. It's kind of like the same issue we had with the Pens last year.
They just need to be
Um,
selfish and shoot the
they
puck.
weren't shooting at all.
Mhm.
Like
I
I
think
know
they have.
guys. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. I think they also mentioned this. I think they either have 13 shots on 14 power play attempts in this series or 14 on 15. It's something like that. They have less shots than they do actual attempts on the power play this series, and that's the reason why they haven't scored on the power play this series. They've
I
had a
think
ton of chances, but they aren't they aren't scoring.
yeah, they need to just shoot it on net. Like you've got Gensel. Gensel parks himself in front of the net on the power play, and if if Hedman or Kucherov are shooting and like the puck doesn't go in right away, you've got Gensel who's there ready for a rebound. So you do not need to be super cute trying to like pass back and forth, find the perfect shot. Like get a decent enough shot that it's gonna go on net that Gensel can be there for that rebound.
Yeah, we're talking about shooting the puck right now. Tampa Bay's averaging 20.8 shots per game. That's the lowest in the playoffs. So you just got
Wow.
to pepper shots.
Yeah,
The
like
fact that that's lower
Bob's gonna
than the
break
Leafs
eventually.
too.
What?
So the
It's pretty
fact that
close
that's
to
lower
Toronto,
than the
yeah.
Leafs too.
That's nice.
Leafs
Yeah.
are 12th with 24.8.
Really?
Hmm.
Well, they did get a lot of shots in the past 2 games, so
Does that count overtime as well?
I would assume so.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, because what is that? 3 of the 4 games so far in overtime.
For the
Yeah.
Leafs,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I think, like we said, if Tampa wants to win 3 straight in order to take this
They
game
better
to
win 3
7.
straight. Pick them to go to the final.
Me too.
That's
I'm gonna
brutal.
I'm gonna get dressed up in my Tampa Bay. I have a Tampa Bay hat in the back, so I
Oh,
have to wear
that's
that.
right. You didn't get to keep the jersey though, right?
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
go
that's sad.
Bolts. Come
Someone
on.
came in with a Hedman T-shirt on when I was working yesterday.
Really?
I didn't I was off to the side, and so I didn't take their order or anything. I just kind of saw them from a distance. I was like, oh, cool.
Tell them to shoot the puck more.
I should have. But yeah, their stars need to be their star.
Oh,
They're not even in it.
It's a mediocre franchise.
They are pretty mediocre.
They're actually the definition of mid.
Vasilevsky also needs to just needs to continue playing like he's playing because after game 1, he really turned it around and he's been good for them. Obviously, lost last night, but those were 2 quick ones. I think one of them kind of knuckled. He got screened a bit. I don't know, but he can turn his game around, and I know he's that kind of goalie. He does not go back-to-back games letting in a crap ton of goals. So
He's gonna have to be better. He's got a .884 save percentage. That's not good enough.
yeah,
It's just not. Especially when the Panthers are only averaging 24 shots a game. You got to save them.
yep.
Yikes.
All right. Well, we got that series after game 4. That was the last game 4. Florida is leading 3-1, going back to Tampa for game 5. And the first game 5 that happened was last night, Stars and Avalanche. The Stars took this one 6-2, and Dallas now leads the series 3-2, heading back to Denver. And we had another quick goal happen right off the bat. Not like another one in this series, but last night was just a night of quick goals. It was really weird. But before we talk about last night's game, I think we obviously have to bring up Gabriel Landeskog. His comeback and scoring a goal on Saturday is just absolutely incredible.
It was great.
It was awesome.
Great to see.
Yeah, I was love to see it. And the fans in Colorado were chanting Landy, so love to see it.
Oh, that building exploded when
Oh
he
my
scored.
goodness.
it's a big deal. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think he's. I think you guys probably heard this, but there was I think it was over 1,030 days. The only 2 other people to do it had to leave the
Captains.
NHL to go fight in World War II. So he's on that list with those 2 guys, which is. I mean, a war is so significant. We thank them for fighting, and it was that's absolutely insane to be able to stop what you're doing, go fight a world war, and then come back. But Landy, Landy dealing with just injury and surgery after surgery to be able to come back, and the fact that he didn't get traded either. You see teams like people get hurt, they're gone, they're out for like a month. Teams are like, well, see ya. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
if they traded him, I think that Colorado locker room would be in shambles because he is the ultimate captain. He will score. He will stick up for his teammates. He's a great leader, and they really, really miss having him around. I know players were saying like it was a huge hole in their locker room with him being out and having to be rehabbing all the time. So like if they traded him, that would have been terrible for the team. So good on them to stick through it, stay with it, and then it just comes right back in the lineup like it never even happened.
I feel like this series it's been back and forth a fair.
Yeah, yes.
Like either team could be up 3-2 right now. Just so happens to be the Stars because I think home ice is a big advantage there, especially for a game 5 when it's tied 2-2. Yeah, there's been 2 overtimes, both went in the Stars' favor. So I mean, if you look at it, if those, I mean, overtimes in this series, it's 50-50. It really is.
Yeah, like
I still
both.
think Colorado can win this in 7.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I still think it's anyone's series.
It's going to be
I-
tough for the Stars to close this out on the road.
I know. I won't be surprised whoever wins, even though I picked Colorado to win the cup. Like my bracket could be in shambles by the end of the week, guys. So,
I think Kill McCarr is going to cut. He's got to wake up here. He's a
that's what
-3.
I have been saying. I'm to be honest, I'm kind of riding the Avalanche, not just because it's my bracket pick, but also I'm like slightly biased because I do like some of their players. But watching the games, I'm like, Kale, you need to do something. You need to score. Like I feel like I don't know if something's wrong with him right now. Maybe he has an injury that he's playing through, but you're absolutely right. Kale does need to wake up. He needs to get going. Game 6 is definitely the time to get going. And
He's a -3, which is tied for third worst on the Avalanche, and he only has 2 points.
Yeah,
I mean, with 20, he's averaging 26 minutes of ice time. Like with Kilmer, you need more production out of him, especially in a high explosive series against these Stars with 2 great offenses. I mean, he's a guy that's got to wake up.
Do you just have the tabs open of all 16 teams in the playoffs and their stats?
Well,
Just
I mean, he's
trying
on his
to provide
phone,
good
so he
insight.
can use his computer.
Do you actually though?
Yeah, just trying to provide good insight for our fans.
I'm not gonna lie.
He had to switch to his phone because his computer audio was like not picking up. It was being stupid. So if you're wondering why Jake is vertical, that's why. This is our first fully remote one.
Are you still in our dorm?
I am. It's a long story.
Wait, are you staying there this summer?
No.
We can go over that long story later. What was I gonna say? Oh, despite like ignoring game 5 and game 4, okay, maybe not. Never mind. For the most part, Ottinger and Blackwood have both been good for their teams. Like Ottinger getting pulled in game 4, I was like, honestly, this is not his fault, but I don't know if you're just trying to get him rest, send a message, whatever. Blackwood, yeah, he gave up a lot of goals yesterday, so maybe it was kind of his fault. Sometimes it wasn't, but I wouldn't say that like either of them have been consistently bad. It's just Dallas had a huge response to getting shut out in game 4, and I expect Colorado to have just as big of a response in game 6, especially with them being on home ice now.
It's hard to have good numbers as a goalie when you're trying to fend off both of these teams. You just gotta, match the other goalie on the other side and just let one less in. That's really it.
I mean, both goalies have been. Sorry, mate. I was going to say both goalies have actually had decent numbers.
Yeah, Andrew's got a .914 save percentage. It's the second best in the playoffs right now.
And Blackwood only playing his 4th playoff game got a shutout.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Hard to do.
Yeah. The Stars also are still without Heiskanen and Robertson. Don't know if Heiskanen's going to come back in this series. It looks like he could. It looks like he might not. I don't know.
He doesn't come back unless it goes 7, I think.
That's what makes me scared about like the Avalanche. Like even with like two big pieces out, they're still down 3-2. Like
Yeah.
those guys are difference makers. And how about Mikko Rantanen scoring last night for the first time in the series? I mean,
That was.
You
that
knew
was
it had to
nice.
come.
Yeah.
I mean, probably better that it was on Dallas home ice rather than Colorado, because the Colorado fans would have been livid.
Just wait till
Yeah.
he scores the overtime winner in Colorado.
Oh dear. I hope not. For the sake of my bracket and my bias. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all we have for this series so far. Great series though. Like, we completely expected it to be tight, back and forth, and it's living up to that expectation.
Probably started off this podcast with the best two series in the playoffs. Honestly, I think
I mean,
it's up
honestly,
there.
all of these series have been
Yeah.
so good lately. I mean,
I was
maybe
gonna say,
not,
I don't know if you could even have two best series.
not Carolina, New Jersey. That's been, but
Well,
we'll
That's
we
talk
a
all
about that
snooze
in a minute.
expected that,
fest.
though.
Yeah, we knew that was gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
But the other 7 series,
I mean, even in like the East,
cinema. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
I say even like the East, even with all the 3-1 series leads, it's still entertaining hockey and hasn't been lopsided. So
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, we will jump into the East after, because I've got the West listed first. But we'll circle back to all the other series now that we've wrapped up everything from last night. What? Did I say something wrong?
I mean, didn't we just go over an East series?
I think
Oh,
we're
no,
starting with the
you mean a
games
West
from
series?
yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we're done with the games from yesterday now. We
Oh,
went
I
over a
see.
West series. I guess we're not
I
really
see.
circling back to the West.
Nick, you saw that.
My bad, guys. But circling back to the series that did not have a game last night. There we go. Jets Blues. Jets were up 2-0 after their 2 games on home ice. Now it's tied 2-2.
Connor.
Hellebuck.
Connor.
What the heck?
Playoff Hellebuck's back, everyone.
Yeah,
I don't.
he's not the Vesna Hellebuck we know.
No.
He's the
He's
playoff
super
Hellebuck we
shaky.
know.
I mean I don't know if they got to make a switch going back into Game 5.
No way. No way you
But
can make that switch.
here's the thing:
I
the
don't-
Blues have been absolutely just pelting him, right? And I mean, you gotta not only you gotta think Hellebuck, you gotta save more, but you gotta look at that defense as well. And you know what I mean? You got to get pucks out of the zone.
Yeah.
The time on attack for the Blues is outstanding. It's just staggering. I mean, especially with Game 3 and 4. Of course, playing in Winnipeg is no easy tale, right? But
No.
I mean, St. Louis is back. Bennington's back, and this went from a okay, wouldn't be surprised if Winnipeg wins in 5-6 to this is probably going to be a 7-game series,
Yeah.
and you have no idea how it's going to go.
The thing that scares me about Hellebuck and the Jets is the Blues have the third most goals in the playoffs with 16, but yet the second fewest amount of shots per game at 22.8. Like, that's a big issue.
I didn't know the FaceTime effects happened on Riverside. No, Jake, fix your hand.
Wait.
No, guys,
What?
he's on his phone. That's why it's doing that.
What? What?
Do a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs
and
up.
watch your screen. Why is it not
Wait,
doing it now?
Jake, do double thumbs down, because that's how the Jets feel right now. Hold on, let's see if the rain happens.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
What did I do that? What did I do that?
Okay, no,
smart?
you were
I
just
think you were
holding
just
your
like
hand
going
like
I
this,
think you were just going like that.
and it picked it up as a thumbs up, and it
really?
did that because it happens all the time when I'm on FaceTime. I'm like,
I was gonna say I didn't think that stat was like
I'm
worth
doing
going
something,
crazy for.
and then my phone's just like, oh, a thumbs up. I'm like, no.
That was a
But
great stat. That's why you guys went crazy. It's like, oh,
I was losing my mind.
No, it's just your face. You're on your phone, so I guess your FaceTime settings are like active with Riverside, but whatever. Continue, please.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what to. Kind of lost my train of thought there, but
Oh, it's over.
I think you got the point of what I was
St.
trying to
Louis
say.
scores a lot
That,
of goals. We're not taking a lot of
Yeah.
shots.
yeah, that's the point of that.
I got you.
Ryan's
You
bracket
you
might be in
spark
shambles
noted
at the
that,
end of the
Nick.
weekend.
What?
Spark
What's
noted
up?
that.
I said Ryan's bracket might be in shambles by the end of the week.
Yeah, if the Jets lose in the first round, it's over because I mean I had Tampa winning, yeah, but I have Dallas winning. I have the Jets winning the cup, so
Yeah.
we can't.
We
I
all
don't
had
know.
Tampa winning
You
that
guys
series.
don't know puck.
I was the only one who picked Colorado to win that.
Right, but like going back to
Nick, do you have the Leafs going by the second round?
Yeah, I have them
And
going to
you
the
can't
conference
say we know
finals.
puck because the Leafs aren't making it by the second round, shooting 20 shots a game.
Hey, this is the
The Leafs
year.
fans were already chanting, "We want Florida." After
Oh my god,
game 3.
it's absolutely delusional. It's so delusional. They're putting up 20 shots a game. You're gonna get steamrolled. It's 4-0 by Florida.
We get
I've
4-0 by
never seen a
Florida.
more delusional fan base.
I was actually shocked because at first I was like, okay, the Leafs playing pretty good, but then I don't even think they put up 25 shots counting overtime. I'm like,
Yes,
this
they
is
did.
Alright,
this
let's
is
get back to the
ridiculous.
Jets and the Blues. We'll talk about the Leafs and Sens later, but
Sens-
I think
Sens are coming back,
the Jets
baby.
coming back home is gonna relax and playing in front of their home fans. So.
I think so, Jake.
If
Yeah, the
if they
Whiteouts gonna
lose
ramp
at
up.
home, it's over. They're losing in 6 in St.
Absolutely.
Louis.
Yeah.
I agree. So they need to feed off that home crowd, and feel like it's.
Whiteout's nuts.
Whiteout is actually.
I think
There was a
this
Flyers
series.
fan in the middle of the whiteout. I was like, "What are you doing? Go away!"
I
think
saw that
this-
too. That was cool.
No, it wasn't. It's weird.
I thought it was funny.
Typical Flyers fans have to ruin
You were
everything.
saying, Jake?
I'll say I think this series it's showing like how important coaching is. Like the Jets are far the more superior team on paper, but Montgomery just knows how to match up and just figure it out and find a way. Even with his players not being probably as good as the Jets and not having a Vesna goalie behind them, they're finding a way, and it's working.
Like Boston, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, tough.
Like how is it up in Boston right now?
Guy
Watching.
goes to the team that Jim Montgomery wasn't involved with the Bruins in 2019, but went to the team that Boston lost to in Game 7, 2019. Bruins fans are probably in shambles right now.
They might not be in shambles. Actually, they might be in more shambles, but we'll get to that later.
Moving on to the Golden Knights and the Wild. Minnesota. I was not familiar with your game.
I was this whole time, and I've been telling all of you, and none
You
of you
picked
listen to me.
Vegas,
So whose fault
though.
is that? All of yours.
You picked Vegas,
I-
though.
Yeah,
I
'cause
still
said
think
Vegas
the
would
Wild are
win
gonna win.
7.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you did.
What are we looking at for like what's the series like? Sorry.
It's tied 2-2, but Minnesota's been playing a lot better than I think we all expected. I think.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay, a lot of people were not expecting Minnesota to play
Well,
well.
Nick,
I'm
you
not
you
talking
still
about
have Vegas
losing.
going to the second round.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can't
I
say
said
you're
Vegas
riding
were gonna
that
win in
team.
7.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think we
but
had.
we-
If you ride a
I
team,
said-
you have to pick them. If
He
you
had
ride a
more-
team, you have to pick them, right? Ryan?
Right. Yeah.
He had more belief in the Wild than I think we did. I think, I
Thank
can't
you,
remember
Megan.
what we all said. I think I said 5. You two might have said 5 or 6. I can't remember.
I said
But-
5 or 6. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think the main thing is that the general public all forgot that before Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek went down with injuries, the Minnesota Wild were one of the best teams in the league. And Kirill Kaprizov was on pace for probably a career year, insane season, and was likely going to be a Hart Trophy candidate. But then he was out for several months. Now he's back. He's playing incredible. And someone who's not playing incredible is Jack Eichel. He needs
Yeah.
to get going for Vegas. So does Mark Stone. But Kaprizov has probably been the biggest factor this series, especially for just the Wild specifically.
Yeah, I think Vegas was looking into this. Like, I mean, of course, it's a Stanley Cup playoffs. You don't know. Being an NHL player, I assume they cannot look at something and be like, "Oh, we're gonna, this will be an easier series." You know what I mean? Like, because fans can look at it from a different perspective. But I definitely think they had that kind of thought. Like, okay, we're playing Minnesota. Let's get through this round. Make sure we all, stay healthy. and they just got slapped right in the face. And now they're kind of, yeah, they're going back to Vegas, but it's they're not. Especially with everyone, I don't think anyone was expecting it to be a 2-2 series.
No. Okay, maybe Nick, but they were just Minnesota was very injured at the end of
Could
the
have
year.
been
Had to
3-0.
fight to get in a spot. It could have been. You mean 3-1? I don't know what we're talking about right now.
It would have been Minnesota's first time ever having a 3-1 series lead in the
Right.
series.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
they've
good
They have
stat.
never had a
3-1
3-1
series
series
lead.
lead. That is probably one of the craziest stats in the playoffs. So, Minnesota
Probably why
has
they
no
never
home
have
first
playoff
round.
success.
No, they don't have playoff success.
They won't this
And
year either.
even if they don't get out of the first round, I think they should still be very happy with how their team played because they
I
are
think they should
playing.
be happy because they're finally going to get off the Suter and Parise contracts,
Yeah,
and they can
that's what I
finally
was.
spend money.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna get to. Like they have the talent. Like their top line is great, and now they're gonna have more cap room. I think they're gonna have to pay some people, but they will be able to use. And the cap's going up too, so they're gonna have more
Yeah.
space to be able to get more depth pieces.
The
So
the thing about the Wild, they're just in a tough division. You're with the Stars, Jets, and Avalanche. That's so hard to compete in
well,
that
and
division.
just
I
the
mean,
West
this was the
overall is
year.
brutal this year.
I mean, this was just, I think, their year. I think they have the team that can compete with both of them. It's just the injuries
Yeah.
they just struck at an unlucky time, and they just got unlucky with all those injuries and stuff. And it
Yeah.
set them up so they had to play Vegas of all teams in the first round. Like, this is unlucky for them, I think.
Yeah, but the just that's the way the cookie crumbles with this playoff format. But they are absolutely putting up a fight. Gustafson has been very good for them.
It's
And
looked very good.
I will
Yeah.
say, there is probably unfair playoff matchups, but it's the playoffs. You're gonna have to beat the best teams to win the Stanley Cup, so might as well just
Yeah.
do it in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else we have on the series before we have one more West series? What do we think the outcome of Game 5 might be? Do we think Vegas feeds off that home energy, or do we think Minnesota's going to
I
come in
think
again and take
Vegas
one?
crushes the Wild 6-2.
6-2.
I think Minnesota gets an away win here. But I do think Vegas wins in 6 and in 7. But I think Minnesota gets a 3-2 series lead and then folds like a wet napkin.
Oh, no, not the napkin again. It's what you said Hellebuck was going to do in the second round. He's doing that in the first
Who's
round.
doing that? Yeah,
Live,
Jake, let's see it. Yep.
live look
Yep.
at
There's
Connor
Minnesota
Hellebuck right
Wild.
now on
There's
tape.
Connor Hellebuck.
Okay. Well, earlier you guys had mentioned in the Jets Blues series that one of the keys in that series was a coaching matchup. Another series where coaching has seemingly been a factor, Kings Oilers, LA. What was that challenge? Why? LA has just been shooting themselves in the foot in the third period. Even going back to game 1. They were up and they blow it. It gets tied. They miraculously win with 44 seconds left. But then in Edmonton, Edmonton ties the game. And then they review it, see if it was kicked in. It was not kicked in. But LA's like, let's challenge for goalie interference. Dumb challenge because there was no interference whatsoever. And then Edmonton gets a power play and scores 10 seconds in.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
think I don't know. I think a big problem with LA is why I still believe that Edmonton's going to come out with this one is that LA doesn't know how to space their energy, right? You know what I mean? Just that you see them playing in the third period. They have just a fantastic 1 to 2 periods. Honestly, so at the beginning of the third period, they're coming out hot. especially when they're in LA. I mean, they have the fans are just keeping them alive the entire time, which I think tonight is going to be a really exciting game because they are playing in LA for
The
Game 5.
harmonicas better be back. Cause
The
they need the
harmonicas might be
harmonicas right
back.
now.
I just think they need to learn how to space their energy, and that's why I feel like Edmonton is is being able to come back in these third periods and just to play an overall better game because I believe that I don't know, just LA just comes out just completely hot. They're just using all their energy. They're playing an unbelievable first period, and they've done that all 4 games of this series, no matter how the turnout has came. But they just need to learn how to space it out to play a full 60 minutes. And if they were to play a third period like they did, even their second, then they could have swept.
Yeah, I think looking at the Kings this year, like they haven't looked this good against the Oilers in all 4 matchups. Like this is the best they've looked in all 4 years by far. I don't even think it's close. Like they're skating with the Oilers. They're just not finishing in the third period. I mean, look at the last 2 games. The Oilers have outshot in Game 3. They outshot 13-8 in the third period, and then most recently 17-7 or 16-6 in the third period. So I mean, when you got to close out a game, you got to block shots. You can't allow shots to get on goal. You got to block shots. I mean, that's how you're going to win the playoffs. You got to get in front of pucks.
They cannot take their foot off the gas. They had 2-goal lead going into the third in Game 4 and blew it.
Yeah,
Again.
if I learned anything, it's don't turn a playoff game off early, no matter how bad the other team looks.
Oh my gosh, it's been some late nights with that series in particular. But yeah, LA just there's got to be some sort of message in that room they need before third period. Like, guys, we have the lead. Do not play like it is Game 7. Play like your lives depend on this game.
I mean, if the Kings make that empty net, we're not even talking about this. Like,
no,
there's so much.
Why can't they score an empty net?
I know there's so much luck involved in playoffs too. Like a single play can change the whole outcome of a series. I mean, if they get the empty net, it's 3-1 heading back to LA. It's probably over. So and now it's 2-2, and anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised because I did say the home team's going to win every single game, and so far that's proven true. But we'll see if that happens in the next 2 to 3 games. So
I wonder with all 4 games being high scoring, if Vegas wants to start. I mean, it's hard to outscore the Oilers in a 7-game series. I wonder if they, try to play more lockdown defensive hockey at home in Game 5, but we'll see.
yeah. I guess I was gonna ask you your thoughts on Pickard starting instead of Skinner, but I mean, Edmonton's won both of those games he started, so
you can't change that.
Yeah, you can't change that. They're gonna keep riding Pickard, but yeah, the harmonicas better be in the building tonight for the Kings. They need them.
The LA Harmonic Kings
Harmonic Kings
versus the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. A senior center in Edmonton responded with kazoos. Sorry, but the harmonicas they have to take the cake. All right, going over to the East now. Capitals versus Canadians. Washington is up 3-1. But that game.
Go Caps!
You know what, Jake? You're fired as the Penguins' new head coach.
No. You're wearing a Penguin shirt and you're saying go Caps.
How can you say that?
Because I have them in the conference finals.
Oh my
So do I, but do you think I'm cheering for them? No. Bias over bracket here.
They're losing in the second rounds to the Hurricanes. And I'm going to die on that hill.
I agree with Ryan here. I absolutely agree with Ryan.
I honestly think this series goes to 6-2. I think Montreal takes it.
I think
Montreal takes it again. They have a fire burning in them, and they finally started picking up. And Washington is not the team that the people think they are. Everyone's saying they're going to the Cup final. They're gonna, they're not. They're gonna get hit. Of course, I think it's gonna be a crazy challenge for the Hurricanes because they're playing like some scrubs right now.
They're playing
right?
a Pee-wee team. I mean,
they're,
come on.
yeah,
But
they're
I'm just
playing like
saying.
Ryan's beer league team.
I mean, dude, I
Speaking
could
with
be.
Ryan, did you win your playoff game?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
No.
No, we lost 4-2. It was a close game until about the third period, and then we let a sneaky one by, and then an empty netter.
You're the
So,
Kings,
So
bro.
you just went full
You're the
LA
Kings.
Kings.
yeah. It was
Did you
getting
have-
heated
did you have
too.
someone
It
play
was
the
getting really
harmonica
heated.
national anthem before your game?
No, I didn't.
Speaking of heated, game 3 between Washington and Montreal. Holy crap! That might have
Who
been-
got fined during warm-ups for trying to go by the
Arbo
cap event?
Shakai and Dylan McElwith.
That's crazy.
I know. But that bench brawl was just insane.
Oh, funny. Okay, so
Funny.
quick little story. My dad and I were watching. So we were watching stuff on Jay Caulfield, right? And Jay Caulfield was just an absolute like menace. He would just like beat up everybody. Like he was an enforcer, right? Found out that he only had like 11 points or 13 points in his entire career, and like he was just an enforcer. He beat people up. So we're watching one of these highlights, and there was a brawl that got into the bench, right? And my dad literally goes, "Oh, dude, when was the last time we saw something like that?" He's like, "You don't see that stuff anymore." We watched the Capitals game, and Wilson's getting his like they're both beating each other in the bench, and we started dying.
That's
It
crazy.
was so poetic. It was just perfect.
That's awesome.
I think that was, as much as I don't like Wilson, that was awesome. Like, this is what playoff hockey is. I think that was one of the best games of the year.
And my
we
Caps,
also-
they find a
And
way.
guess who didn't
No, no,
watch
no, no.
that game because they
Game
won
3
at
they
home.
lost, which makes it an even better game. But also shout out to Ryan Leonard and Lane Hudson for just holding hands during that whole brawl.
So cute.
They were just like, I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to fight you. Like,
The
Best of
fanfic writers are
friends.
going crazy after that.
oh no! Not the fanfic writers. Oh gosh.
Holy.
I might want to try. I might actually try and find some fanfic now just to.
Of Lane Hudson and Ryan Leonard, a love story. A playoff love story.
Oh no. But another big story in that game was both starting goalies went out. And in the next game, Logan Thompson, who couldn't put any weight on his one leg, comes back.
He's fine.
He's fine apparently. Montembeault is
Give
not
him an
fine.
Oscar.
Who? Thompson?
Yeah. Oh, my leg.
I don't know. I will say I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I really don't like I love the middle of the game like taunting, you know what I mean? Like the Thompson, but when he's like limping on his leg getting helped off the ice and the Canadians fans are taunting him, like that's a little too far.
Yeah, that's
Like-
a little don't do
That's
that.
where you're like, oh, maybe we should shut up.
Yeah, I was like okay, like he's
Like, show a
something's
little
really wrong
class.
with him.
I mean, that'll probably be the last game in Montreal this year, so don't have to worry about that.
No.
I hope
No,
not.
sir.
No.
We obviously talked about Tom Wilson. Huge game changer in Game 4, as much as I don't like him.
Sadly.
Laid
He's
that
a
out.
dog.
Go away.
No way you're wearing a pen. Can we mute him?
Change
Is there, like, a
change
mute?
your name, buddy.
I don't think I
Change your
can
name.
mute him. Wait.
He
can
is a
I?
dog.
He just
Wait.
because he sniffs his way into everything that he doesn't need to belong
Jake,
into.
talk for a second. Oh, I did it! I muted him!
Yes!
Oh, it's over.
Alright, so now the
You
Caps
can
fans
come back in the
muted.
next series. So, yeah, laid that hit out on Carrier. No, don't leave. Please don't leave. We'll bring you back for the next series. And then it was
Over.
clean hit.
The
Washington
podcast is
scoring.
over. It's so over.
We're in shambles now.
Okay, well, let's
He's rattled. He's rattled going into tomorrow's game.
Caps fan Jake is rattled. Montreal's so winning in
Well,
seven
what does
now.
Montreal need to do in order to send this series back to the Bell Center?
Montreal's just got to play more physical.
agree.
I think that they're letting the hits come towards them, but they need to kind of send it back. And I don't know. I think they got to hit more. Shots haven't been too bad. They're a good team, and each game has been close. That
Yeah.
could have gone either way, depending on a few lucky bounces and some passes that were fed through that could have been intercepted. And to be completely honest, Jake might laugh at me, but this could have been a 2-2 series. Could have been a 3-1 series if bounces went the other way. But of course, I think right now the Capitals are the better team. But it's been way closer than I guess people thought it would be.
Yeah,
And the
definitely.
Canadians power play. Yes, I did turn off his camera. And the Canadians
It's-
power play has been really good as well. Even without Patrick Laine, but Demidov
What are they-
had an
Are they
insane
9 for
assist
10?
on Sunday.
Or are they like 8 for 10 on power plays or something?
Let me figure that
Yeah,
out
Montreal's
because
power play is
I've
insane.
briefly suspended our stats guy. So
I'm gonna
I
say,
was gonna say we should unmute our stats guy. He would.
I think they're
know.
like 80% right
No.
now in the power play.
power play percentage. They're tied for third at 38.5. They're tied with the Leafs.
Yeah.
They're behind LA and Edmonton. So
Holy
Okay.
cow.
this is getting off the
I
rails.
called that Will Howard pick right before they picked it. I was so happy.
QB1 baby.
All right. Well, that's all we have for that series. We'll briefly talk about Hurricanes
2026
Devils.
Super Bowl champs, baby. Let's go.
We'll get Jake out of his suspension. Welcome back, Jake.
There he is.
Check the chat. I don't know if you can see the chat.
There's a chat? Oh, there is
There's
a chat.
Can't mute me on that.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Read the chat to the fans.
It's very true. It's very
Wait, we have
true.
a chat?
Read
Have
it.
to.
Read it.
The Caps are still playing while Penguins look for a coach.
This
Oh
guy.
my
This
goodness.
guy.
Wait, what did I do? I think I changed.
Did anyone else watch the Dubas press conference where the one guy was getting heated at him because Dubas didn't want to speak for
It was
Sid?
Mark
Oh my gosh,
Madden.
Mark Madden, you're an absolute
was-
bum. Mark
Dude,
Madden, you're a bum.
he was so mad, and Dubas is like, I don't want to speak for Sid because I'm not him. He's like, it's a fair question. Dubas is like, what?
Yeah, that's Mark Madden, bum. Little scrub.
I was so
Oh my.
confused. I was like, no kidding, he doesn't want to speak for him.
Yeah, that's Mark Madden for you.
Well, I did not watch the press conference.
Can I talk about my Capitals, please?
No, we're going to the next round now. You traitor.
Ghost has
How am I
mind.
traded?
Wait, who's your captain?
You're wearing a
Ovechkin?
Penguins shirt saying "Go Caps."
Because
That's
they're
the
a good
definition.
team.
Who's your captain, Ovechkin?
Ovechkin's still playing. And Crosby's coach just got fired.
Next series, you've been suspended from that talk.
Because I
that
don't
shit
like
off.
how,
You don't
I
deserve
don't
to
like
wear
how
that
you guys
shirt.
say the Caps aren't a good team when they
You don't
won
even
these
deserve to wear
I
that
never
shirt.
said they're a bad team. I'm just
Well, Ryan and Nick.
we're just a Penguins podcast.
I didn't say
and
that-
you're
I
saying
said they
"Go
were gonna win
Caps"
the series,
while
but
wearing
I
a Penguins
don't-
shirt.
I don't think that they're like a Stanley Cup contender like
They're
90%
not a
of the
Stanley
NHL
Cup
fans are
contender.
saying they are.
Yeah. I should have worn
I
that
also
for
have them in the
the
conference
Astros.
finals, but like, it doesn't mean I want them to make it that far. Like, I would rather my bracket be wrong, and
You gotta
be happy.
appreciate the greatness of Alex Ovechkin.
we appreciated that 2 weeks ago. It's playoff time now.
And he's still humming along.
No, we're done.
And he's
We're
throwing his
appreciating
body
greatness
around.
right
Roll
now.
this series.
He's a slug.
He
He's
has
so slow.
Buddy, literally all I saw him do was give a headshot to Jake Evans and stand in the same spot for half the game.
He
I
scored
think
the
they put a
OT winner
magnet to
in
that
game
spot.
one.
He just gets like repelled to it.
But you know what? They
Buddy.
can't stop it. They can't
Oh.
stop it.
Okay.
What?
Next.
Honestly,
They can't
hey.
stop it. He hasn't scored in
Okay,
what,
Kyle.
three
We're
games?
never moving on.
All right, Kyle, I know
You
you're
know who
listening
hasn't
to
scored
me
in
right
3
now.
games in the playoffs? The whole entire Penguins roster.
You're gonna be fired from this podcast.
Take that
Okay.
shirt off. You don't deserve to wear that shirt.
Everyone who's listening right now, send this to Kyle Dubas. Kyle, sign me right now, and I will stand on the circle. That's
I'm the
it.
new head coach. You see me on my title?
You work for the
You're saying
Capitals,
go
buddy.
Caps!
Ryan,
You're fired!
Ryan, check
Because
my
they're my
title.
team in the Eastern Conference Finals. I need them to win.
Nick,
I don't
sign
care
me.
who you pick.
1 year. How does 1 year
Still,
750K sound?
Nick, you have to talk to me.
I'd work for a Tootsie Roll.
No.
for
Buddy,
you.
No.
I traded you to the Capitals for.
You can't trade me.
Snickers
I have a
bar.
no trade clause.
You're the coach. You don't have a no trade
Hextall
clause.
gave me the contract and he gave me a new no trade clause.
Oh my.
Oh
You're
no.
a coach. You don't get a no trade clause, buddy.
Okay.
Well, you can't
okay,
trade
okay.
me technically.
Okay.
You can trade
Okay.
coaches.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I don't
No,
know.
you
I don't
can't.
think we need to focus on. I don't think we need to focus on the Carolina game really too much here.
Okay, well, the only thing I really have to say is that Frederick Anderson has been playing really well for Carolina, and his status is now questionable. I mean, that might have changed since we've been.
Even if he is questionable, Carolina has
Guys,
the best.
why do I have a tweet that says Matt Murray is back in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
What?
Oh, I think the Marlies just got like eliminated or something, and they recalled everybody. Never mind.
You mentioned Anderson getting hurt. Even if he is hurt, the Hurricanes have the best 2 goals and goals against average, with Anderson at 1.59 and Kochetkov at 1.68.
I
Oh,
have
guys, I also have other news.
I literally just got the same news right here.
Is it about
What?
Ekblad?
No.
Oh. Well,
So-
Aaron Ekblad will have a hearing with player safety, and Nico
Let's
Mikkola-
go.
Nico Mikkola was fined $5,000. So
Did he not get
someone's
suspended?
That's like a nickel for him. Like, come on.
Pocket change. Man.
A
Okay,
nickel?
I have-
Wait, oh no, I don't have a nickel right here.
Okay, I don't want to get too deep into this at all because it is like a serious topic and we need to get moving on. But I just got this as of 4 minutes ago. The man arrested who caused Adam Johnson for the injury and later his death. The man arrested in 2023 after 2 years of hearings and figuring that stuff out. He is not facing charges. So, just want to throw that out because Adam Johnson was a former Pittsburgh Penguins player, and that was a huge deal that happened in 2023. So, I don't know. I don't know how to really go off of that. I just thought I should say it because it's hockey, and why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about how the case played out, and I don't think we can really have much of an opinion if we don't know that. But I appreciate the update, Ryan.
Update.
I also do have another update with Frederick Anderson, as we were just talking about. He is out tonight and is considered day-to-day. So if the Hurricanes can get it done tonight on home ice, that'd be really great for them because then Anderson could get some rest and be prepared for the next series. But that is the update on that. Finally, let's wrap it up with Sens and Leafs. Leafs were up 3-0. Senators finally got a win in OT in Game 4. I know there are some Leaf fans who are panicking and some who are not. Leaf fans, you should probably not panic unless this goes to 6 games. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Leafs take it tonight, but
Yeah, you should. Leaf fans should not be concerned. I mean, the Sens, they got their 1 win in the series. They got their 1 win. It happened. It must happen to be in overtime. You move on. You take care of business at home.
yeah, it's not going to be it's not going to be like a cakewalk tonight, but I think they're going to win, but the Sens are going to come out buzzing. So
Yeah, I mean, the
Just
Sens, it's not going to be easy. The Sens play a physical style of hockey. And but the Leafs they're just a better team. And
I have a note for my brother.
Oh. Okay.
2 years ago today, the Leafs
yeah.
won their first series since 2004. Can they do it again today?
It's something about April 29th, I guess.
April 29th.
you got
It's
nothing
also
for
a Taylor
June,
Swift
though.
reference.
Nothing for June.
Not yet.
Anyways, um, Linus Ullmark does
Bum.
not play well in the playoffs.
Bum.
Um,
We own him. Leafs own him.
well,
Second round owns you.
yeah, don't be chanting "We want Florida, buddy." Like we all know what
I'm
happened
not
last
saying that.
time. Well, tell your fellow Leaf fans to shut up.
I'm not in Toronto. I can't control what they say from 7 hours away.
Let's go.
I'm gonna mute you again.
Take off that shirt. You don't deserve to wear that shirt, buddy.
I would buy you a Washington Capitals shirt, but I don't want to give them my money. So
Ovechkin wins the Stanley Cup for the second time.
no, I don't need nightmare fuel all summer. We don't
If
need
that
another summer
happens,
Kobe.
His team wins the Eastern Conference, breaks the scoring record, and wins the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe.
Maybe we should just wrap up the playoff talk right now.
So that was a fun playoff talk.
Anyone
Leafs
else
in
have
5 is
anything
what
with the
we
Leafs
gathered.
and Sens? I mean, I don't really have much in depth other than.
I mean, if the Leafs, they win tonight, I think Tampa Bay is going to make a run to come back. So the Leafs are going to have fresh legs. Well, the Panthers went through a gauntlet of a series. I think that's a big advantage for Toronto.
Yeah,
And just take care of business tonight and, rest and relax.
exactly.
I mean, it might not necessarily be the case though, because 2 years ago, last time Leafs made it to the second round, Florida went to a 7-game series and still beat them. So
Yeah, but this year's different.
that's what you said last year, and the year before that.
And the
Leaf
year
fans
before
are
that.
delusional. And the year before that, yeah.
And the
Literally
year
had
before
this
that.
talk with my brother before, saying, "This is our year." I'm like, "You said that last year." He's like, "This year's different. This year's different." I'm like, "You said that too." Anyways, now that all 4 of us are finally back together,
Yup.
it's time to bring back trivia. We still have not figured out any playoff rules, but we're just gonna do trivia today anyways. So, Ryan, intro.
Trivia.
Okay, Ryan is hosting. Just a reminder of the standings. I'm in the lead with 38 points. Jake has 17. Nick has 16, has finally made his way to the top 3. And
Hello.
Ryan has 14, and he's hosting. So
We're tanking, baby.
you're not gonna get a draft pick or anything.
I am. I'm drafting ChatGTP for the next one.
Should I put in the chat my answer?
No, piece of paper.
Yeah, just use a piece of paper.
Get a piece of paper and then hold it up
I
to the
use my
screen.
notes app.
Yeah. You could also use your computer like you just did for your stupid, annoying message, Jake.
It's not annoying if it's true.
I mean, you can put it in the chat if you want. It really, if you
I'll put it
want.
in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Chat. Thanks for the
I've
5.
got the whiteboards.
Ryan
Alrighty.
Jones, thanks for the $5 donation in the chat. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. Have a Shift Day plays Minecraft.
We should have a Shift Day Minecraft server.
Mods, can we ban the Toronto Maple Leaf fans in the chat?
Mark,
are
you
you
doing the
actually down for a
Capitals
Have a
fan
Shift
is
Day
wearing a
Minecraft server?
Penguin
That'd be
shirt.
fun.
Have a Shift Day Minecraft server would be sick.
Oh, Alex Ovechkin is the greatest player. Thanks for the 5.
All right, just ask the questions, Ryan.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm kind of revolving this around a Stanley Cup playoffs. So boom.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. I have 4 options. Which team has the most Stanley Cup final losses? The Bruins, Red Wings, Canadians, or Blackhawks?
Most Stanley Cup final losses?
You
get the options again, sir.
I need to find it. Bruins, Red Wings, Canadians, or Blackhawks?
Jake, you have to say what you.
I got it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, Jake said Bruins.
Wait.
I can't
Nick's
say
got
it.
nothing on there.
Oh,
You
there it
still
is,
need it?
There it is.
Oh, Red Wings.
The answer is Bruins.
Yes.
With 14 losses, the Wings right behind them with 13, the Canadians with 9, and the Blackhawks with... I lost it. Anyway, who cares?
Yeah, the Hawks don't have many because they're a wagon of a team.
Oh, I
Jake,
got it.
don't-
12. The Hawks have 12.
Jake, don't hit enter on your answers until we say, okay, hold up the answers.
Okay,
Okay.
you guys ready?
Yeah.
True or false?
Um,
A few players have won the Conn Smythe Trophy even though they didn't win the cup, and Ron Hextall was one of them.
Let me hear that.
You want to hear it
I'm
again?
ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few teams have won the Conn Smythe Trophy even though their team lost the Stanley Cup. Ron Hextall was one of those players.
Fact.
I'm ready.
You all got it correct. It's true.
Am I backwards for you guys?
No, you're forwards. I'm backwards.
Okay.
Chat.
Well, I can read you forwards, Nick.
Oh.
But, like, I appear backwards for myself.
Okay, I'm going to do this one. We have a closest to question. Okay, so you're going to give me a number and I'll say the closest to. Doesn't care if you're over. I don't really care. In 1987, the NHL picked up the best of 7 series for the Stanley Cup Playoffs. How many times has a team been swept in the first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs?
Ooh, I like that.
Because
Juicy.
this year is one of the first years that, like, not first years, but no team has been swept in the first round.
How many teams have been swept?
Or how many? No, not teams. Like, roughly how many times has somebody been swept?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
you.
That's a tough one.
Since 1987?
Since 1987. Now, they give me, like, within, like, they gave me a rough estimate, and I asked for a more on point, and they said what people believe is this many.
Okay.
I don't have one yet.
I'm ready.
I figured out a new strategy for this.
Bum, 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 bum,
Okay.
bum, 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 bum.
I'm ready. Nick, are you ready?
Give me 1 second. I
By
figured
the
out
way,
a new
Jake
strategy.
answered true on the last one. Oh, that works too. Okay, Jake,
Pretty good.
enter.
Okay. Jake, what's yours here?
I'm thinking.
Oh.
You said you were ready.
I'm
You can't
not
take our
ready
answers
now.
now.
I
You
haven't
take our
seen your
answers now.
answers. I don't see your answers.
Okay. Keep it down, Nick.
Dang. Okay.
Okay. Jake says
18.
18.
Okay. So, you guys are all pretty off, but
Oh, that's not me.
Megan got it.
Yes, I win!
Jeez.
What was
So
the answer?
averaging at least 1 to 2 sweeps per year, there has been roughly 53 times somebody was swept in the first round since '87.
Ooh,
Okay.
I win. All right, you guys have to play for second place now.
All right. Alrighty.
Jake, you have a skinny face.
True or false?
All right. I appreciate that.
It's not bad. I like it.
The Leafs' playoff success is pretty skinny, too.
True
so.
or false? Let's do the question, guys.
True or false? There has been a goalie in the Stanley Cup playoffs that has had 4 shutouts in a single series.
Four shutouts in a. I mean, that's. Let me look it up real quick.
Whoa!
No,
I'm
You did not
joking,
draft
I'm
ChatGPT.
I'm joking.
Ban him. Mods ban this guy.
Mom, is it
Check
true?
banned
Mom, is
the
it true?
Penguins' new coach, 87.
Mom, what'd you say? It's true?
I didn't say anything.
So
Alright.
put
I
your
got my
answers down.
answer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so Nick says
It's false. I know
Nick
it's
says
false.
false. Jake says true.
What is it?
Jake gets it right.
Oh, no way! You did it!
In 2003, the New Jersey Devil played the Anaheim Ducks, and Martin Brodeur got 4 shutouts in a single
Wow.
series.
That's
Let's go.
crazy.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know how many
insane.
games it went to, so if you guys want to
How
look up
was it 7?
Crazy.
Oh, I guess like not 4 in
Because
a
Jake-
row then.
Mike
Jake, did
Rupp
you get a
scored the
point?
game winner in.
Yeah, that was the game winner for me.
Okay. Who scored it? Rupper?
Mike Rupp scored the
Former
game-winning goal in
coach.
7.
Go, coach.
All right,
So
great
Pens.
trivia.
Let's go, Pens.
I like the playoff thing. Nick. No, Ryan. Why did I just go to all your names?
It's Jover.
It's so
We're
joke.
cooked.
It's like when my mom goes through all of the pets and my brother before she.
You know
finally
what's
gets to my
you know
name.
what's also cooked right now?
The Penguins.
The Habs.
Okay, we're moving on from playoff talk now. All right, we've got some non-playoff news. Obviously, the biggest one, if you saw our clip yesterday on our social media. Why are you getting up? Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm making waffles.
Bro, I'm hungry
While
too.
we're filming?
Yes.
Nick, we could wrap it up and then you can go get waffles because I haven't eaten anything, so I need to eat lunch after this, like right away.
Okay, well, Nick's making waffles.
For
We'll
all
talk
of
about.
Sullivan's done for us, we're gonna make waffles. While we talk about his departure.
I guess.
This is
Mike
insane.
Sullivan and the Pittsburgh Penguins have.
He's
really
late to the
great-
pod and then makes waffles during the pod.
This is why you get up earlier and make the waffles before the podcast. I had a full breakfast before the podcast.
So Mike Sullivan, right?
Yeah, Mike Sullivan
Gone.
is out as the Penguins head coach. We now have a coaching vacancy. What are our thoughts on the move? Obviously, I'm pretty sure we are all in agreement here.
Have some oatmeal, dude.
Coaching,
No.
Jake. Ignore the waffles right now.
I'm making,
Chat, I know it's annoying. This guy's making waffles right now.
I'm making waffles.
Chat, I know.
Guys,
We're gonna kick him out, chat. Can we
Guys.
mute him, chat? Mods, can
Yeah,
we mute
let's-
this guy?
Is it
Let's at least
bonkers
mute
that-
him while he's unwrapping his waffles.
Okay, he's been muted. Now let's talk about the coaching.
All right, so I think this is a good move. Do I think Sully was a bad coach? No, I think it's you need a new face in the locker room. You need someone who's you just need a different presence in the locker room who can handle just differently with the players because obviously he's been a good coach. He's got us 2 banners. Overall, very very smart guy when it comes to hockey. So I just think that. I don't know. I think it's a good move right now. We need to make an adjustment, especially if you want to get Sid a cup in Pittsburgh before he retires, before he's done. I think a new coach is a good move. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think Dubas and Sullivan just didn't see eye to eye throughout the season. Dubas wants to go in the direction of rebuilding, and Sullivan I think wants to speed up that process of winning now. And, I don't think they see eye to eye on that. I think Sullivan was unhappy with the roster this year. I mean, what is he supposed to do with Ryan Graves and the free agents that he got? I mean, what were you expecting this year? That's probably made Sullivan unhappy. But one thing we should be concerned about with this move is we know how Sid is with his, he likes his guys. He likes his guys to stay. And it didn't seem like Dubas, kind of warned Sid that, we're going to fire your coach. It was like, I already fired your coach. Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like he was involved in
But
this
it was
process.
there was no questioning about it. It was more like this is what I'm gonna do. Here you go. Which
that's what I'm saying. I if I'm the GM, I'm going to Crosby and I'm telling him, hey, this is what we're thinking here. What do you think?
Sorry, Nick's just jumbling his orange juice in the background right now.
I know, it's so distracting. I'm all right, new rule. Eat before the podcast, guys.
If I did eat, I'm still hungry.
Okay.
Good job. Wait, I muted you. How did you unmute yourself?
I muted myself.
What is this?
You don't have power over me.
Wait, mute
Yeah, I
me.
do. Why?
Just try it.
I already did earlier.
Try it again.
Okay.
I can just unmute myself.
Ah! Frick you. Well,
Take a seat.
what do you think? Do you think the Penguins should look in the sphere of former NHL coaches, or maybe?
I think the
go
answer's
and
in
look at
Pittsburgh.
college? Oh. You?
Yes.
I think I liked what Dubas said in the press conference. I liked how he said He's like, we're going to be branching everywhere. We're going to be branching over to Europe. We're going to be looking at, minor leagues, college. Just look at coaches with experience on being able to take a team that's in a drought and to be able to look at what's good with it and what is in there that needs to be adjusted. And you need a coach that's not extremely used to it, but you know what I mean. You need a coach who understands the circumstances of the team, and I like how he kind of worded that.
Yeah, I agree. What?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good options out there.
I see.
There's a lot of good coaches.
I like Ben.
Who's that guy from Denver? That college coach?
David Carl?
Oh, David Cole, yes.
David Carl. I'm sure he would be a good option, especially like if
we need assistant coaches too,
Yeah. Well, oh my goodness. The chat is getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Brian had a great suggestion. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good coaches. I mean, but he did one thing I want to mention here. I wonder if Duas thought about this, because he did say in his press conference, like through his meetings throughout the year, he did say to himself, "Oh, I think it's time." When Montgomery was available, you have to make that move and get that guy.
I know. I was so mad.
If you're thinking about that midway through the season and Montgomery's available, I pull the trigger.
I was like, get him, please, get him.
Honestly, that could have made an adjustment to the team. Middle of the year, we could have been a playoff team.
Exactly. Completely
I mean,
fumbled on that
Nick,
one.
you're the GM here. It's ultimately your pick. So, what do you think here?
There's a guy we haven't mentioned who is currently available. So if I had to pick personally, since I do have the power, how would you guys like John Tortorella as the?
No.
I think he'd be perfect guy for the job.
I agree, perfect guy. He loves his young guys. He loves his skilled players. He loves Sidney Crosby.
Can you imagine how much lacrosse goals we would do with John Tortorella behind the bench? I mean,
Zero.
the skill of these players would be on full display.
Dude, I know. Like Evgeny Malkin with John Tortorella.
Oh
Match made in
gosh.
heaven.
Malkin wouldn't have to
Yeah.
worry about defense. I mean, he could just play his offensive style game. He
Yeah.
could just sit at the blue line.
He does that already.
But he could do it to an extreme level.
Oh, this is getting out of hand. Okay.
Are you
Well-
wearing a mic?
Yeah, I've been wearing it the whole time.
I don't think it's making much of a
It's
difference.
not making a difference.
I don't know. How does that sound? I fixed all my settings to where that's my input.
Sweat? It's a podcast sweat.
Well, it's a couple
Dripping in
buttons, guys.
sweat.
It's not that
Just
hard.
dripping in sweat.
Sweaty podcast.
Well, at least I don't have like the big actual mic. This is just the mic that I bought from Angelo's class.
Chat, if you get more donations, I get a mic.
What the heck?
Mom, I'm not getting a job. This is going to work.
Okay.
Mom, the podcast is my job. This
It's an
is
hour
my-
a week. An hour a week, Mom.
Moving on.
Mom, Xbox is my job. I'm an esports gamer.
My gosh. Okay, moving on because we've already been talking for a long time and I need to have this thing up in an hour.
Mom, when are my
Oh.
waffles going to be done?
Guys!
No, for real though, when are my waffles gonna be done, bro? I'm hungry.
Anyways, someone else who got fired from their coaching job was Peter Laviolette. Nick, you predicted that one.
Yeah.
I agree with it. I don't want Peter Laviolette to be the Penguins' new coach.
No.
Because he's like a one-year wonder or whatever. We don't have to go too in-depth to that. We're just going to kind of breeze through the rest of this. The Isles and Lou Lamoriello have parted ways. So
Hi, Lou.
maybe the Islanders can finally play exciting hockey.
Maybe the Islanders can finally grow facial hair and wear numbers that are higher than number 40.
Those are dumb rules. Anyways,
Jake doesn't think they're dumb because that's also what the Yankees have done for
No,
5 years.
we allow facial here now.
Yeah, well, so do the Islanders now that Lou's gone.
I mean, at least it's working for us.
Yeah, it might work for the Islanders too.
anyways, we have some awards that got announced, some finalists for awards. I completely missed the Vezina awards yesterday. Announcements. We've got Connor Hellebuck, Darcy Kemper, and Andrei Vasilevsky as the Vezina finalists. And then while we were recording, the Norris finalists got announced. We've got Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, and Zach Werenski. I'm pretty sure both of those are going to be pretty obvious. It's most likely going to be Hellebuck with the Vezina and Makar with the Norris.
Yeah, you chug that water.
Okay, Jake. And then finally, the last thing I have is just a little shout out. Team USA.
You gotta call it for oxygen.
Holy crap, dude. He's chugging for like. Nah, I should have put a stopwatch on for that. Like,
Oh my goodness.
Long shift. I need that water, man.
bro drank his whole. Oh my god, it's gonna be
Anyways.
peeing out an ocean.
Team USA won gold at the Women's World Championship, so yay!
Let's go.
Babe women.
Babe, yes.
Taylor Heisey. Let's go.
Babe, yes. Whatever that means.
I was not even thinking, it just came out.
Babe, yes.
Babe.
The fact that she just said it.
That is the last time! That is the
Check
last time!
that.
Nick, is that fully engraved into your vocabulary?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Oh no, this is my downfall. This is my downfall.
Megan just said babe for the first time on podcast. I'm so glad we have that captured.
April 29th at 12:30 p.m. I got it.
So
Actually writing
Megan
this
said
down.
babe and the Leafs are gonna win the series of the same
I didn't
day.
say that.
It's an amazing day.
Oh, man.
If the Leafs lose tonight, I will say it again.
Babe.
Okay, they can win in 6. No problem with that.
Can we get a baby?
No.
Baby.
It came out without me even thinking,
Wait,
so
Nick,
you're not
say it
getting it
again. I
again
like how you
because
say
now
it.
I'm actually consciously thinking.
You say baby?
No.
Baby.
It sounds messed up. It sounds messed up.
I
baby.
wanted to do a bracket checkup. Okay, I can do it like this. One moment, because
Okay, these waffles gotta be ready. Like, what are we doing here?
yeah. Oh, my computer's so hot right now.
I hope none of you just saw me really eat it.
No, I didn't. I have another tab open, so I think I can do this. So, I want to do a little bracket checkup. What is my email? Or, not my email, my password. But I can't really download the brackets at all. It's kind of annoying. And if
Dude,
I
y'all are
try-
making me hungry.
If I try to
Alright,
take
so
a
the toaster
screenshot-
wasn't plugged in.
Oh my gosh. No way you just cooked waffles with that toaster.
So I plugged in the toast, and then now they're toasting. So why is
Oh my gosh.
Toasters don't toast bread. I mean, wait. Toasters don't toast toast. Toasters toast bread.
Okay,
Yo,
you know
weird.
what? I don't know when.
okay, Ely. Okay, see. Okay, see.
Oh my gosh.
I'm struggling today.
Baby toaster.
Why?
Baby toaster.
Baby orange.
Okay.
Orange.
Baby orange juice.
All right. Let's
Aren't
just
you
have-
glad that the Caps are going to the second round?
No.
Dude,
All right. We are gonna have a quick bracket checkup, even though nothing's happened yet. I'd like to record. Never mind. We're not.
Let's do the bracket check after the first round.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna.
I think we should. Yeah.
Yeah, we will because my settings are being annoying and I don't feel like dealing with it right now.
Yeah.
On baby settings.
So we'll do that later. But just to tell the people, since we're in a challenge with Ryan Tile and Isaac Graves from the Tile and Graves podcast. Just to let you guys know who they picked. Isaac picked Dallas to win the cup, and Ryan Tile picked the Capitals.
That's a stretch.
Good man, Ryan.
Did Nick freeze? Or is
No,
his
he's
head-
walking away.
Oh no, there he goes. He was frozen for a bit. It was just the top of his head.
Frozen like his waffles just sitting there.
Well, he needs to come back because we got to wrap this up now.
I know.
All right.
Hungry.
We'll see. I don't know when I'll see you guys.
Well, oh yeah, because you're not going to be able to come for next episode. All right, Nick, we're wrapping things up now.
Okie dokie.
All right. Well, that is all for our episode today. I'm really glad we are doing playoff coverage now. It's been a lot of fun.
Aren't you glad we're doing playoff coverage?
Oh,
I am glad.
no. I am glad.
Aren't you glad?
Make sure you are following
Megan
us on
said, "Hum,
social-
babe."
That was a highlight of my day.
Anyways, make sure you're following us on social media at @haveashift_a on Instagram, TikTok, and X, so you are staying up to date on our new episodes, because again, the schedule is weird, and also staying up to date with our daily playoff recaps, our Stanley Cup 60 recaps.
Oh, like the video I made.
Yeah, Nick
It's-
just came out with his before we started filming.
It's
And
a
make sure
flag.
you subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, and so you can watch and listen to our playoff updates or playoff coverage. I don't know. I don't really have a script prepared for this. But it's been fun. This first round has been insane, and it's just gonna keep getting crazier, guys. So
Let's go, Pens.
Let's go. Hire a good
All right.
coach.
thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.